Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to do something different. I'm going to show you all how I do my beef indomie stir fry. For all of you indomie lovers, you're going to love this meal. So let's get straight into it. So let's talk about the ingredients I'm going to use. I'm going to use beef indomie stir fry noodles. Then I'm going to use some rodo. This is like an African spicy kind of thing. Alternatively, you can use sweet peppers if you want. I just like my food really spicy. Then I'm going to use some spring onions. I'm going to use some onions and some vegetables, frozen vegetables from Bird's Eye. Now you can use any vegetable of your choice, but I'm sticking to this. Then I have my stir fry strips, beef obviously, and then I'm going to use some beef flavor, which is jumbo, and then I'm going to use my stir fry oil. I love this oil, it's got that sesame scent to it, so it makes a huge difference in all my stir fry dishes. Then I'm going to add some Maggi to it. For those of you who don't have this Maggi, you can use salt. And then my final ingredient, which is premium dark soy sauce. All right, this is optional, but I love this sauce. Okay, so let's get into the cooking. I'm obviously going to boil my beef strips. Now you have an option to fry it, because in the pack it does say you can fry it, but for me I'm going to boil it in cold water, and I'm going to leave it there for like about 15 to 20 minutes. So before I leave it there to boil, I'm going to add my jumbo beef flavor. This is just to give it a bit of season. If you have any other beef season that you can use in water while your beef is boiling, just do that. And then I'm going to cover it up and leave it there to boil. So while my beef is boiling, I'm going to start chopping up my spring onion, my rodo, and my onion. And if there's anything else that you want to add to your beef stir fry, now is the best time to start chopping it up. Once I'm done, now I'm going to add some noodles to a boiled water. Now normally I like to crush my noodles, just because the kids in my house, they find them too long, so I just crush them like that. You don't have to do it like that, you can leave them long. While I'm putting the noodles into the water, I'm not going to add any season to it just yet. These are the type of season that you get in inside your indomie, but I'm not going to add it yet. We're going to leave that till last. I'm going to do about 5 noodles for this. Obviously you don't have to do up to 5, but I've got people who are going to eat it once it's done, so yeah. Now you want to make sure that you don't boil your noodles for too long. You only need it to boil for 2 minutes, that's all. If it's too soft, you might not like it, so just for 2 minutes, and then we're going to drain the water out. Okay, so now my beef is done. Now I'm going to chop it up a little bit smaller, just because it's too big for the quantity that I'm doing. Realistically, I'm supposed to use 2 packets of beef, but we can't afford that right now, so I'm just going to chop it up bit by bit. Moving on, now I've drained my noodles, and I'm just going to season it with the sauce that came with the indomie. This is what it looks like. The reason why I'm doing this is towards the end, when you're stir frying, it becomes too much to try and get everything seasoned, so it's best to do it bit by bit. So first I just use 2 of these sauce in there. I'm going to add my stir fry sesame oil in there, and I'm going to let that heat up a little bit. Next I'm going to add my rodo to it as well, because I want the smell, the aroma from the rodo to be inside the oil. I want that spiciness to be in the oil, and I'm going to stir that, and I'm going to allow that to heat up for like about a minute and 20 seconds, and then I'm going to add my beef in there. So after mixing my beef with the rodo, then I'm going to add the season that came with the indomie noodles. I'm going to add the brown sauce, and also I'm going to add the powder to it as well. I'm not going to use all of the powder, just some of the powder, and I'm going to let that steam together. Also, I'm going to add some Maggi in there, because I'm Nigerian and we need to put some Maggi in that food. So once I'm satisfied with the taste of my beef, I'm going to add my vegetables in there. I'm not going to add onions yet. I'm not going to add the spring onion there, because I love my onions to be very crunchy, so I'm leaving that to last. And while I'm stirring it, I realized that I needed to add a little bit of oil, so I'm just going to put a little bit of oil in there, and then I'm going to keep stirring it, and I'm going to season it as well with the powder that was inside the beef indomie, and add a little bit of Maggi in there. The reason why I'm seasoning it as I'm going is because I don't want to do too much seasoning at the end of it. So next I'm going to add my onions in there. The reason why I'm putting the onions in right now is because I like my onions really crunchy. You can add your onions in there from the beginning, but for me, I'm just going to add it now. And then in a few minutes, I'm going to add my spring onion and I'm going to let that steam together. So now that I'm satisfied, I'm going to add my noodles in there. Now, before I stir my noodles around, I'm going to use the powder that came with the Indomie and put it on top of the noodles, because now you need the noodles to have a lot of taste. Remember, before we only added the dark sauce to it. Now you need to add the powder to it so that your noodles can have some taste. And no, I'm not going to add any more Maggi this time. I've put enough in the beginning. I'm just going to use the powder that came with the noodles. And now I'm going to use my final ingredient, which is the premium soy sauce. I love this sauce. I'm going to use a little bit of it because a little bit goes a long way and it has a little bit of taste to it as well. So I'm just going to keep on stirring it, allowing the sauce to steam into the noodles as well. And that is pretty much it. Trust me, you are going to love this meal. And I hope that you try and get every ingredient that I use. As you can see, I've added some cucumbers in there because I need to add every vegetable to every meal that I take. So subscribe to my channel and I'll see you next time. Bye.